Yep, pull the whoops. That fucking hurt. Forgot to put the cap on. Mother effer. We're going to talk a little more about this little box. I have ran into a couple of hiccups with it. It's nothing to make me not like it. In my opinion, it's better than the iStick 50, in my opinion. And as some will say, in my opinion, don't mean shit. But I've had this device for almost a month now, and I've been consistently using this device on a regular basis. Um, um, the couple things that I've noticed with this is when I charge it sometimes and I don't turn it off, I'll unplug it and it'll show that it hadn't charged at all. So I turned it off, plugged it in, let it go all night, turned it back on, and it still showed that it was dead. So I powered it off, powered it back on, and it showed it was a full charge. So there's something with the chip that reads it's dead until you do a power off, power on. So you definitely have to power this off before you charge it. When I first got it, you guys know I had to hit the reset button to get it to function, but they left it on in transport from China to the US, so I imagine getting bumped around and everything while being on as much as it did caused me to have to do that. But I've consistently ran this thing with this 1.5 ohm coil. It won't let me go any higher than like 40 watts. That's 37 watts. Let's go to 45 and see if it'll let me run it. No, it'll say reduce power on it. It doesn't like that, so it'll go down to 40.1 watts. And it all depends on the battery life of the box. The lower the battery life gets, the lower the wattage will get. But even at 30 watts with this thing on half a battery, runs this 1.5 ohm coil like a champ. That's at 40.1. Good thing I made ice cream yesterday because that's all I got left. I got some high nick I made for somebody that choked him out that I've been vaping that's choking me out, but I'm not going to waste some ice cream, I can tell you that. This shit's too good to waste. I don't care if that shit's 18 nick, I'm going to drip it. I love the stuff. Says at 40.1. Let's go down to 35. Let's go to 30.1. I love the clicky button. This thing's a vaping beast. Let's take it down to 20.1. As you'll notice, and that's legitimate, 20.1 watts. Focus, you dirty camera. I can pretty much see it's 20.1 watts. My camera does not like to focus. But let's take it down to 15 watts. Not as much vapor, but it's still vaping a 1.5 ohm coil at 15 watts pretty decently. That's a lot of coil to heat up at 15 watts. You know, you're not getting a whole bunch there. Let's take it back up to 26 watts. Start to get a little more. Let's go to 35. 33. A little more. Let's take it up to 40. 40.1 was our limit with the battery life I have on here. I personally like it in the 35 to 37 range with this build. Oh, it knocked me down to 35. And to me, that's a good vape. For the flavor build that I'm pushing on here, to me, that's a good vape. Oh, man. Sorry, my medicine has not kicked in today yet. Well, it should have, but it hasn't. I had a late. My wife worked Mother's Day. She worked a double, so we couldn't celebrate it. So we did. My mom and my wife's Mother's Day last night. Went to Chili's. Had a good time. I had that Cajun chicken pasta, and they've completely redone that. That is not what it used to be. They went to a smaller noodle, which I liked. I don't like big mushy noodles. That sounded fucked up. Oh man. But I definitely recommend the Chili's Cajun chicken pasta because that was pretty good. The change that they made to it was a good change, not a bad change, because it got a lot better than what it used to be. And I liked it before. I'm a big pasta guy. That's why I'm a big guy, because I eat lots of pasta. I recently lost. I was 326 pounds 3.5 months ago. I went to the doctor. I just did my DOT physical for my license, and I was 280 on the spot. I did that by cutting a lot of pasta out of my diet. And if I do eat pasta, it's like that whole wheat pasta stuff, and that green pasta. It's supposed to be healthier for you or whatever. But I did that, and then we've been eating a lot more chicken. And sometimes I just don't eat it all because I don't feel like it. But as far as As far as this box goes, I would definitely recommend this over the 50-watt iStick all day long. I am waiting to hear from the manufacturer with a final price and release. I think they're released already. Um, I'm waiting to hear what kind of batteries in here because I took it apart and I kind of wish I wouldn't have. This thing's a pain in the ass to get back together, but here, let me turn this thing off before I hurt myself. Goodbye with a smiley face. I love this thing. Whoa, don't lose the screws, Tiger. I probably should take apart the top part, but that was too hard to get put back together, so we're going to do the bottom this time. I don't recommend if you guys get one of these to take apart the top. It has all kinds of shit up there that's just hard to get the fit back in. I could not tell from the top what kind of battery was in it. And I'm hoping I'm not going to off it up to where I can't use this thing because I absolutely love this thing. It's my all day.
In 1974, Kevin Weeks took his first step into the Irish mob as a paid enforcer for James Whitey Bulger. He had begun his ascent into one of America's deadliest outlaw empires, with a power structure unlike any other. I think Whitey intuitively knew that the bigger the
Alright, well there's the inside of it. There's a LiPo style battery in there. They could have actually made this a bigger battery. There's a lot of room in there still. It kind of looks like an 18650 at first glance, but it's flat. The top part, it's like a rounded battery with a flat top on it. So maybe I really don't want to screw this up. I love this box so much. If it wasn't for this little padding right here, I'd be able to see the full battery. But to me, it looks like that could be a single 18650 battery, but it looks flat to me. They have that ridge right here, and to me it looks. And I got juice load myself. To me it looks like there's a flat battery, like a square battery almost, that sits in there. But it's a very simplified box. There's a board that runs all the way to the top, and then the battery that runs through. It kind of looks like a square pack battery to me. And I'm glad this was not as hard as the top. The top, you do not want to take off the top. Trust me when I tell you, you do not want to take the top of this off. It is a massive pain in the rumpus to put this thing back together when you take the top off. There's just so much electronics and wires and all kinds of stuff at the top of this that you don't want to play with. My arthritis is messed up today. I can't even hardly do this. I have trouble picking these damn screws up. But even with the couple of the power off deal I've had with the charging, having to use the reset on it once. This box has been, in my opinion, of the 50 watts that I've tried, a superior device to the 50 watts that I have tried. I've tried the Sigelli 50. I have tried the Cloudport 50. I have tried the iStick 50. And to me, this is just a superior 50. It's got longer battery life. It runs down to 0.2. I think 0.2 was the lowest I've got it to run so far. And then what's going on with these Arctics lately? I used to be able to run this Arctic at 100 watts all the time. And 60, 70 watts seems to give me some dry hits with these. The original coils that I got with them were great. I ordered a bunch of the authentic coils, and myself and a couple others have had a couple issues with the last round of authentic coils that I've got. But I put a clone coil in it this time, and it seems like the clone coil is running better because it looks like it's a silica instead of a cotton, and it seems to be wicking faster and being able to keep up with the 60, 70 watts, to where the other coils, the authentic coils that I received, just didn't seem like, well, they weren't keeping up. They were definitely not keeping up with 60, 70 watts, because every like fourth or fifth hit, I was getting 2, 3, 4, 5. Welcome. Every fourth or fifth hit I was getting this nasty burnt hit, and the coil was still perfect. I don't know why I put this back on, because I'm putting a tank on here. Alright, tank's on here. It's a 0.2 ohm coil. We're going to take this up to 50 watts. $50, 0.2 ohm coil. This thing feels at 50 watt feels like my IPV Mini 2 does at 60 watts. I wish I had one of those little devices that we could test the true wattage of this box. And let's try the matrix on here.
7,500 hotels. Sign up at winningrewards.com today. I love making Sunday dinners. Cooking all day, forget about it.
0.2 ohm coil, 50 watts. I mean, this little box will pretty much do everything you need it to do. Let's put a I believe this is a 0.2 ohm build on the Kennedy. Where is my juice for the Kennedy? Oh, anybody that brings me a root beer float today and spends over 50 bucks gets 10% off their order. I don't even like pop. I'm hooked on that root beer float from Family Express. It's so delicious. I have such a mess. Here it is right in front of my face. I have such a mess on my desk from trying to get things handled for this shop. They want so much paperwork from me. They want to know my lifetime financials, and they want my firstborn, and they want all kinds of stuff. The realtor's like, oh, I didn't know I needed this until just now. This is a worldwide known reality. This is a worldwide known realty company. I don't know how he can claims he doesn't know. Yeah, this is a .2 ohm coil as well. $50 Kennedy V2. Fred Thiel gave me this. Good looking out, man. This little, I am so impressed with this little box. I wish this company did 100 watt, 150. Ouch. Temp control. I wish they did it all. I'm sure there's a lot coming. I think this is their first box. I think. I know it's their newest product. What else do we have to throw on here? This is a low build. I doubt if it'll read this. No, this is a .14 and it's building is reading this. I don't think I have anything at .1. I haven't vaped at .1 in so long that I just don't think I have anything that reads .1. But I think its limitations is I don't think you should push any box past .2 due to the amount of heat that pushes out, the chips and the temperatures. Now, as far as the overall look of this box, the build of this box, this is some pretty sturdy aluminum. I've dropped this thing several times. It's got one nick here, but it doesn't like nick up like a lot of the boxes do. Like my IPV Mini 2, I mean, I barely touch this thing and it chips the paint off. But this thing has, it's a very sturdy build. It's kind of like old school with the shape of it, but it's comfortable in your hand. It's very, very nice to vape it either way. It's very comfortable with the hand. Either way you want to do it, the edges are rounded off. It has kind of like the it used to look like this. The old MVP, the 20 watt that had little lines in it. It's an old school look, but the technology inside of it is beyond what I think we've got in the 50 watts now. The protection, the way it drops the wattage to your battery life, it prolongs it. I can get a good 2 days at 40 watts, and then it starts dropping me down to 30s. I got nothing bad to say about the box. Even with the couple of glitches that I've had, this box is worth having. I mean, just to have to power it off, to charge it, and maybe do a, press the reset when you first get it, if they leave it on during shipping. This, I mean, it's a stylish little box. I love the XXX logo. I love how they put the name right on the box. the charge port and venting is in a convenient place. That's where all charge ports should be, at the bottom. You should never put a charge port right there. I'm not sure if that's the deal with the 50 watt and it catching on fire or not, with the charge port being there, juice leaking into there, and then plugging it in and it creating a short or a spark in the wires. I'm not sure what's going on with them 50 watts, but I know having a charge port at the bottom, you're pretty safe from getting juice into there. The venting's pretty safe there. You're not really getting juice inside of here. There's a nice seal on the top and bottom, so you're not getting juice in there. To me, this box is a 2 thumbs up. I have not had another 50 watt device in my hand that functions as good as this one functions. As soon as the guy responds to me and lets me know pricing and all that, I'm gonna order them in. I'll do an update or something, let you guys know what the price of them are gonna be. But I'm definitely gonna stock it, because for the last month I've had to, you know, charge it one time, power it off, power it on to get it to show a full charge, and then, like I said, I've had to hit the reset button one time. But all in all, over the last 4 weeks, this box has not failed on me. I can take it out, vape it all day, not have to worry about carrying a second device with me. Don't have to worry about carrying around extra batteries with me. I would definitely recommend this for people that are going out shopping, throwing a tank on it, throwing an RDA on it. Pretty much any device you want to put on this, it's going to run it. And it chucks. You guys see the build I have in this. It's a pretty big coil, and it does a good job with it. Absolutely love the box it comes in. They spent some time with the presentation. It's got a carbon fiber wrapped box. When you open it up, your mod's here. Then you take this part out. Then you got your instruction manual. Then there's supposed to be a charge port, but I think the charge port's in the truck. And I mean, the instruction manual is very. It says the resistant range is 0.2 to 0.4 ohms. It will read at 0.1 ohm, but that is a precision 0.1 ohm. They don't pretty much. I think they're pretty much saying they don't recommend running it at 0.1 ohms, but it will read 0.1. It's 36 inches long. It's not 36 inches. 36 centimeters long. 23 centimeters wide. They come in gold, silver, or gray. It's a 2,000 mile battery, which this thing lasts a long time for 2,000 mile battery. This, from the customers that tell me the life they're getting out of their iStick 50s with, what, a 4,000 mile battery in it, this thing is getting more battery life than those are.
What does it say?
It's got an OLED screen, batteries, situation resistant, wattage, voltage. You see them clearly at a glance. The wattage is adjustable, vary from 6 watts to 50 watts. Right in the front of the manual, they thank you for choosing MIKST. Built-in A-grade high-power battery. So I'm going to look up what an A-grade high-power battery is.
When a second matters. Science matters. Know the one. Energy lives here.
The This also does have a mech mode on it. You press the button 3 times, takes you to a screen, and then you can go from Mech or Wattage. Button increase the wattage, or menu, wait 2 seconds, or press power button longer. Hold, you can choose wattage mode or mech mode. Mech mode, and enter into mech mode. The M will appear on the screen after the resistance charter. MVP can automatically configure power output according to the atomizer resistance you can vape. Menu T, set the longest protection time. Puff, you set the 12 seconds is the highest. But it go, or no, I'm sorry. You can choose anywhere from a 5-second draw to a 20-second draw. You can do the lock. You can lock the screen. It's got a puff counter on it. It'll show you weak battery charging, and then it's got the rest of it in Chinese. So there's pretty much, it's got every function that every other device in the market has. With that though, I think that they've done a really good job with having their own chip in here, and there's not much more to say about it, guys. This box is top notch. The design of it could have been a little better. I think they could have made it. I mean, it's kind of different than everything else coming out, but it's kind of old school. And I mean, this thing's light. This thing's lighter than an iStick 30. If you side by side the 30 with this is a lot lighter device than what this is. I like the iStick 30. I run my CBD off of it. Good device as well. But I like this device better. It's got better battery life. It's more comfortable. It's more comfortable in my hand. To me, I got big hands. This just, like, I don't know. I like the feel of this more than I like the feel of this. This hurts my hands with my arthritis to hold it. This does not. I'm not going to take anything away from the iStick 30. It's a good device. I just think this one is a superior device. 1 is 50 watts, 2 battery life, and this one will drop your wattage to your battery life. This one will run 30 watts until the battery's dead, and therefore you get less battery life. So that's what I've got to say about the MIKST 50 watt. I 100% recommend buying one. It is a great device. So that's all I've got today about the MIKST, and I will see you guys on the next video.